Good, happy Sunday morning, everyone. I'm Riley King, and welcome to the Riley King Newscast. Let's get started. First up, officials investigating whether Microburst hit New Boston. Let's take a listen to this video from WMUR News 9, Tim Callery.
Made in America. Words that mean so much in the furniture industry today.
They mean quality, craftsmanship, and excellence.
And at Ippolito's Furniture, we're proud to say that 90% of the furniture we sell is made right here in the USA.
Stylish, durable, and made with pride by American hands.
All priced fairly to benefit the craftsmen and our customers.
See it all and more at IppolitosFurniture.com and be part of an American furniture revolution.
Cerise, these storms packed a pretty serious punch. At one point, all access roads here in New Boston were closed down, and tonight officials are working to determine if a microburst hit the town. Heavy storms pushing their way through New Hampshire Saturday afternoon. One of the hardest hit areas, New Boston.
We had this amazing storm. There was some serious rain and wind that came down.
Matthew Piccone's home sits surrounded by large trees that were uprooted from the ground.
Oh, they were snapping like toothpicks. Some were twisting, some were just cracking. It was pretty incredible.
Fire Chief Dan McDonald is now looking to see if a microburst hit this part of town.
You can see the breaks are very unusual. They're splintered on some of the trees, and there's no damage around them except right through this path that was opened up by the winds.
And it was strong winds that toppled many trees throughout town, sending debris into roadways and pulling down power lines.
The roads were all closed. Bedford Road was closed. Route 13 was closed. 77 out towards Francistown was closed. So there really was almost no way to get into town. We had to wait for a tractor to come and push a bunch of big trees out of the way of the road.
At one point, Eversource reported more than 60% of its New Boston customers were without power. DeFilippo started his generator after losing power to his house.
It came in the span of a second, and it was complete whiteout.
And at Dodge's store, it was cash only after the shop lost power, cutting service to their credit card machine.
It was like a 20-minute storm surge that just shut the whole town down, so we've been out of power since 1:30, I'd say.
Now, officials from the National Weather Service are expected to visit New Boston on Monday to determine if, in fact, a microburst came through here. We're live here in New Boston. I'm Tim Callery, WMUR News 9.
Okay, that was Tim Callery from WMUR News 9 reporting on that report. And there you go on that report. Today, second recycled percussion scavenger hunt starts today. Let's take a listen to this video from WMUR News 9.
So important because it benefits all of us.
And because it assures our future.
At Ippolito's Furniture, made in the USA isn't just a slogan, it's important.
That's why we're continuing our commitment to support the American worker and fill our store with products made in the USA.
Close to 90% of the furniture we carry now is made in America, and more is on its way.
Made in America is important to Ippolito's.
And we know it's important to you.
Made in America, just like Ippolito's Furniture, Route 3, Meredith.
Well, Recycled Percussion is reviving a popular scavenger hunt game that netted one lucky Granite Stater a cool $1,000 last year. Jason Engel found this old record taped to a tree last year outside the Space Center in Hooksett. Inside was $1,000. Money he says couldn't have landed in his lap at a better time.
I think it's great, and I do want to say thank you to Justin and Recycled Percussion for doing this. It really helped me out at the time. I was in a rough spot, was getting behind on some bills and stuff, and it really helped me out.
Recycled Percussion says they just like to give back, especially to the people of their home state of New Hampshire, and this scavenger hunt is one way to do it.
Ladies and gentlemen of New Hampshire, it is Recycled Percussion, and we are excited because tomorrow at 10 a.m. Sunday morning, the scavenger hunt begins to find $2,000 that we buried. Why? Just because it's fun. So get together a team, some friends, your family, your dogs, and get out be at Arms Park at 10 a.m. tomorrow in Manchester to begin a scavenger hunt in which you can win $2,000. Good luck.
Anyone can join in on the scavenger hunt. It starts tomorrow at 10 a.m. and you can find more clues on Recycled Percussion's Facebook page.
Very cool indeed. Looks like a fun activity to do today on this nice Sunday. And we're following breaking news into our newsroom. Amber Alert issued for 20-month-old Jendal Carozzo. Let's take a listen to this video from WCVB Boston.
Police have just released an Amber Alert.
Jendal Calcorsi was taken from his mother's home after an alleged violent domestic assault. He was last seen wearing a white t-shirt and a diaper at 1:15 this morning. State police say the 21-month-old's father took him from the Springfield Street home. Joshua Calcorsi is described as a white male with brown hair and tattoo sleeves. He's pictured here. Calcorsi has no known mode of transportation, but he's from Pennsylvania. Anybody with information is asked to call state or Chicopee police.
Okay, there you go on that report. Did someone lose a lizard? Reptile found wandering around in Portland. A lizard was on the run in Portland on Saturday afternoon. Police said Deering residents first reported seeing a big lizard in their backyard on Thursday. Police said the lizard, confirmed to be an Argentina black and white tongue, was living under a shed and someone's loose pet. Saturday, Animal Control was called to Verley Street in Portland, where officers were able to capture the lizard using hard-boiled eggs as bait. Police said the lizard's owner has contacted them to coordinate a safe return. And here is a photo of that lizard. Look at that lizard. Very cool indeed. Big lizard too. Donald Trump Jr. Jared Kushner met with Russia lawyer during 2016 campaign, source says. Let's take a listen to this video from ABC News.
Indicating to you, we're done. That's great. I'm so relieved. I thought this was going to go on forever.
Wouldn't it be great if everyone said what they meant? The Citi Double Cash Card does. Earn 1% cash back when you buy and 1% as you pay. Double means double.
It's another busy day for Donald Trump, who is already hard at work over in Germany on the second overseas trip of his presidency.
And here he is just hours ago meeting with British Prime Minister Theresa May. And right now he's meeting with Chinese President Xi Jinping. But this is the meeting everyone's talking about. Trump sitting down with Russian President Vladimir Putin right there. A meeting that he's describing as, quote, tremendous.
In the aftermath of that meeting, there's something of a he said going on. The Russians say Putin denied meddling in the American elections and that Trump accepted that denial. The Trump administration says that's not true. Trump himself was asked about this discrepancy this morning.
We're going to get to the bottom of that in just a moment. All of these meetings of world leaders at the G20 summit playing out against the backdrop of protests in the streets of Hamburg, Germany. More violent clashes overnight. We have team coverage this morning, and we start with ABC's Cecilia Vega, who is traveling with the president. Cecilia, good morning to you.
Good morning, Paula, from a very windy Hamburg, Germany here. You know, this meeting with Vladimir Putin was only supposed to last for about 30 minutes. Instead, they had so much to say it went on for 2 hours and 16 minutes. They were talking for so long. At one point, the First Lady popped her head in the room to see if they wanted to wrap it up. This morning, President Trump is back to meeting with world leaders at the G20 summit. Just moments ago, he sat down with China's Xi Jinping. Another crucial face-to-face that comes amid heightened tensions with North Korea and the president's growing frustration with China's unwillingness to take a harder line with Pyongyang. He also sat down with Britain's Theresa May.
Prime Minister May and I have developed a very special relationship, and I think trade will be a very big factor between our two countries. So I want to thank you very much.
But even the president himself is among those still talking about yesterday's high-stakes face-to-face with Russia's Vladimir Putin.
Rex and I had a tremendous meeting yesterday with President Putin.
Secretary of State Rex Tillerson was in that room, saying the two men connected quickly and had positive chemistry. The cameras allowed in to see President Trump reach out for a handshake. There was smiling, small talk, and before they got down to business, even a back pat.
We look forward to a lot of very positive things happening for Russia, for the United States. It's an honor to be with you.
Putin returning the compliment, saying he too was pleased to meet President Trump for the first time. Later, First Lady Melania Trump also seen smiling and chatting with Putin, seated right next to him at dinner. Behind closed doors, the White House says it was President Trump who pressed the issue of Russia's election meddling. But what happened next? Each side tells a different story. Tillerson says Putin denied Russia's involvement and the president stopped pressing.
The president at this point, he pressed him and then, felt like at this point, let's talk about how do we go forward.
The Russians say President Trump heard Putin's denial and, quote, accepted it. The White House says that is not the case. Asked for his version of the story this morning.
Mr. President, did the Russians lie about your meeting yesterday?
From President Trump, no comment. Yeah, no comment there. Now, the one thing both sides do agree on, a ceasefire deal reached for the southwestern part of Syria. This is a deal reached by the U.S., Russia, and with the help of Jordan also. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson says this is a sign that the two countries, Russia and the United States, can work together. But Paula, similar ceasefire deals just like this one have not lasted very long in this country. It remains to be seen whether this one might be different.
Thank you very much for your reporting, Cecilia, trying to find a little bit of common ground there.
Okay. There you go on that video, on that report. Also, Donald Trump Jr. and Jared Kushner met with Russian lawyer who has connections to the Kremlin last spring, just after candidate Donald Trump has clinched the Republican nomination for presidency, ABC News has confirmed. And that does it for the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your Sunday. See you back here later on today. Goodbye, everyone.